I'm the best in the world.
What I'd like to have right now.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Because I was right, because I was cool.
Are you ready?
It doesn't matter!
I said, are you ready?
I'm a sexy beast, baby!
I was up all night.
And I'm
Welcome to the For Life Podcast, the first episode of the new year, the long-awaited and the long-anticipated. And no, the reason we have been off the air is not because John Cena cost us our job. I am Cheyenne, one of your co-hosts here, that is at Ravishing Jones on both Twitter and Instagram, and joined as always, no matter what the year, new or old, by my co-host, the social media whore, my good friend, the Bosch.
At I am the Bosch. And you
How
can
was-
just forlifepodcast.com.
How was your new year?
It was pretty relaxing. Stood with the family, but nothing too crazy. How about you?
It was good. It was good. I'm just happy that John Cena did not cost me my job.
I'm happy he didn't cost me my job either.
For a second, since we were off air for a little while, I thought I had to go and make my debut on Wednesdays, but that didn't happen, which we'll also get into. Lots to talk about.
I was there, so I can talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to talk TNA tapings. The Bosch was there for that one. We're going to go back in time a little bit, talk about the Raw Holiday Show, because we were both there for that one with Awesome Steve.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk Monday Night Raw. We're going to talk Randy Savage. We're going to talk a lot of stuff. I guess we should start with Monday Night Raw.
All right. I was just kind of baffled by the choices that they're making with Roman Reigns. If this is the guy that they want to push to be the next top guy,
Yeah.
having him use nursery rhymes and quote cartoon characters is not the best thing for him. Like even for Cena, but Cena's a little more cartoony than he is. He's got like a dark look to him, the long dark hair, the dark outfit. I don't envision him telling bedtime stories or suffering succotash or that's all folks or any of that shit. But I don't know, maybe they're purposely booking him bad so that the audience gets behind him like they do with everybody else that they fucking booked bad, like Brian.
No, I don't think. I think they're just booking. I think they're just booking him bad. I don't even want to go. I don't even want to go with that theory. I don't want to go with that theory. Yeah, let's book him bad so the fans can get behind him.
What sense does that make? if okay, they want this guy to beat Brock Lesnar at Mania, supposedly, if that was the plan months ago.
Well, also bear in mind with Daniel Bryan back in the picture, they apparently don't know who's going to win the Rumble, and there was a supposed talent meeting held where Triple H straight told them that they don't know who's going to win the Rumble. I mean, I still think it's Roman Reigns, but not for nothing. Daniel Bryan coming back into the picture kind of...
I mean, we were all saying Roman Reigns wasn't ready last year, but I think he's even further from ready this year. I think, if anything, he's regressed, and considering how strong he was coming out of Survivor Series the year prior and last year's Royal Rumble.
Well, I mean, in order for him to be stronger at this year's Royal Rumble, what does he have to do? Eliminate every fucking body?
Apparently.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
so
they're going to really make him look strong. He's going to eliminate all 29, break the record.
Yeah. I mean, again, I feel like we're back in that time frame of everything is up in the air.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be Roman or Bryan, to be honest with you. I don't see it being both. He's still the dark horse. He's still the swerve win.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see it being him.
Okay.
Now with Daniel Bryan back in the picture, I don't see it being him.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, it's either going to be Bryan or Reigns. I know Dirt Sheets were saying that WWE still doesn't see Daniel Bryan as a major player, and now he's kind of in that.
But if they do see Roman Reigns as a major player, why have they booked him like that? It makes no sense.
Well, I mean,
I can honestly say right now the two strongest booked guys are heels, and it's Seth Rollins and Rusev. Those are the only guys they've protected over the last year.
And Bray Wyatt.
Even he hasn't been protected as well as lately.
No, I think Bray Wyatt has been
lately over the last since his feud with.
I think the
Dean
reason
Ambrose.
that you feel that way is because he had that 2-month absence.
Yeah, And the
But
feud with Jericho was
the
kind
guy,
of lackluster.
the guy's been just as protected,
they've managed-
extra protected lately.
Lately because of the rumors and if he faces Taker at Mania, but I think Rusev has been kept strong. I think the only logical opponent for Rusev would be Cena in Mania. Or Reigns. I mean, Reigns defeated him at a house show this weekend.
But it was by countout, right?
No, I heard it was his first pinfall defeat.
No, I read a report that it wasn't clean.
Oh, I mean, I know somebody posted the article, and before even opening the article, I knew it was Roman.
Oh, I don't want to hear that. I wouldn't want Roman to be the guy that beats Rusev fucking streak.
I mean, it's either going to be him or Cena.
If Cena's not going to be in the main event, I wouldn't mind seeing a Rusev-Cena match, to be honest with you.
Because it's I don't see them giving it to Ryback.
No, that match would suck.
And even they brought back Wade Barrett, and from what I heard, he lost clean on SmackDown to Sin Cara.
Yeah, he lost clean to Sin Cara in an upset roll-up, and they're going to have a rematch on the Thursday show. Oh. So I don't know what that's about. And
he lost to the NXT Tag Team Champion.
for some odd reason, the spoilers for SmackDown aren't even up yet, and the time difference in New Orleans was, an hour, 2 hours?
Okay, another thing. Yesterday I was going to ask you, what city are they in?
They're in New Orleans.
Okay, so then why the hell was Big Show talking about New York?
They were in New Orleans. I have no idea why. They were in.
Because I was listening to his promo, and I was like, "Are they in New York that I didn't know of? Why is he talking about the Knicks? Why wouldn't he talk about New Orleans?" If he's
they were in New Orleans. They were back at the Smoothie King Center. The crowd was nowhere near they were the night after Mania, except for when Daniel Bryan came out. I thought they were better. And tonight they're in Baton Rouge.
I mean, I still don't know why Big Show was using New York to get heel heat in New Orleans.
I mean, either way, I don't know why Big Show was overselling Roman's, bedtime story. Yeah, I mean, and then Roman goes and mentions that he was a kid when he saw Big Show win the belt from Hogan, and then he just swerves us all and goes with the whole bedtime story.
Yeah.
I didn't get it, bruh.
I mean,
so there was that.
If you, Roman's was born in '85, so that would have made him even younger. He was 10 when the Big Show won the belt.
I was 6.
He actually made himself older.
Oh wow! Yes, he did.
He said 12 because he's a year older than I am, and I was 9.
Just real quick, were there any matches that stood out to you this week? Because I felt like last week's show had 2 great matches, and this one didn't.
I caught about the second half of that lumberjack match. I thought the one that we saw, I think Arden was better.
That's the best match they've had.
Yeah. Were there any other good matches?
I mean, last week you had, what was it? Harper versus Jack Swagger was a great match.
Uh-huh.
The tag team title match the week before was awesome, for the last one of the year.
Yeah.
But there was another match that happened last week that was really good.
Ziggler and Barrett?
Hell no, that was
Oh, no, that was a 2 out of 3 falls.
That was a long, drawn-out squash.
Did Seth Rollins fight anybody last week? Ambrose and Wyatt?
That's it. Ambrose and Wyatt
the ambulance match?
And Swagger.
Another one.
Swagger Luke Harper was last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those segments with Ambrose last night. I thought the second one was kind of funny, the one with the pictures.
I didn't think either one. Well, yeah.
The funniest of the 3.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the Thursday joke, but I still popped when he yelled Thursday. And the toothpaste when he meant with Kane. The whole thing was corny because it's been done so many times before. But
yeah.
But I thought the toothpaste and the Thursday were the only okay parts. I don't know. I don't know why they're booking these guys like that. I'm surprised they actually let Bryan look strong last night.
Did they?
I mean, he was beating up Kane.
at this point, I could beat up Kane with their booking. I don't. I mean, I don't know. I feel like his promo was strong, but I don't know if him beating up Kane was strong. I mean, yeah, he got the suicide dive in, and that's a big deal considering his neck injury. But
did you catch that last segment with Rollins?
No, I told you. I fell asleep, and I didn't because I've been typing this press release. I didn't get tight.
That means at the end of the night, he was the last one standing.
How did it look with Brock taking the curb stomp?
It looked like his face was smashed into the fucking floor.
Because I thought at Night of Champions he took it better than Cena does.
No, he took it really good last night. It looked like his face was smashed into the fucking mat.
See, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to hear.
They left Rollins as the last man standing last night, so that means he's probably going to be the one to take the pinfall at the Rumble.
Well, I know Dirt Sheet said this morning that it's looking like Cena for 16 times. You're going to see me flipping out.
I don't know. I mean, that would suck.
I thought it was a little weird that they did the contract signing last night, because then it's kind of like, well, what are you going to do for the go home?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Also, if Rollins was to win, he would still carry the case around till July.
I mean, yeah, he's got a year. He can cash in before or after the triple threat match if you want to go kayfabe.
Yeah. Or he can just run away during the match and come back after the match.
That's true. It's a triple threat, so I mean, if he runs away, it's not going to be like a fucking count-out thing, is there?
Yeah. No, there's no. I think there's no countouts or DQs in a triple threat.
Well, it depends on the match and who's in, who's reffing.
I mean, in the game, there's no DQs.
In the game,
yeah.
In the video game, in 2K15, available now for all video game platforms.
They're not paying us to advertise now.
It's going to be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to the match because this is Brock's first triple threat match in 10 years, maybe 11.
And you're putting Seth in a pretty big spot.
Yeah, I mean, Seth Rollins is going to be.
Shield members.
We do know that Seth Rollins is going to be like the heel this year.
Well, I mean, he's been the heel this past year. I mean, I would place him as Superstar of the Year for WWE in 2014.
Who won it? Roman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Superstar of the Year is Rusev or Rollins.
Mm-hmm. And
if Bray Wyatt didn't get booked so bad from October to the end, it would have been. No, it would have been him.
Yeah.
It would have been him. Hands down.
What are your thoughts on the Ascension and their promo? I mean, did you hear last week when they mentioned Road Warriors and Demolition?
Of course.
Lance Storm and Mick Foley were mad, and Lance Storm turned off his TV. To be honest, last week I missed their promo because I fast forwarded through their match, so I had no idea what anybody was talking about or what the big deal was. But I heard. Well,
it was exactly.
But this week I was watching it live. I wasn't watching on a delay this week, so I wasn't able to fast forward. But I really don't care because I don't really care for the team.
Well, here's my thing with the Ascension, right? And I said it when they debuted on the last Raw of the Year.
Yeah.
No disrespect to them, but they were tag team champions for a year in a entity territory promotion that didn't really have a solid tag team division.
Yeah.
So not saying that them being champions for a year was meaningless, but it didn't have too much merit. Then you brought them onto the main roster where the tag team division has been fluctuating for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And you didn't have them take on one of their more legitimate tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention there was a squash anyway. And then the following week, to gain the momentum, you got the momentum in a negative way, and they buried Demolition, and then they buried the Road Warriors in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
So it was just it was offensive.
Mm-hmm.
It was offensive.
Well, they threw in the Powers of Pain this week.
Yeah, and that just told me that every week they're going to bring up another tag team.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll bring up the Dudleys at some point just for their own personal kicks.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it seems like so far they're only bringing up the face paint steroid tag team.
Well, I mean, who's next? They're gonna bring up the Blade Runners.
I mean, how many current fans even know? I mean,
Like, think about it. How many freaking face painted tag teams are there?
I mean, I was laughing this morning. I was listening to Kevin Castle and Don Tony, and he was making fun of them that all those teams he mentioned, they all had like cool names, and they the Ascension has regular names like Connor and Victor.
Like Axe, Smash, Hawk, Animal.
Barbarian,
It's Connor and Victor over there.
Yeah. He's like, what's gonna be their next member? Our next member, John. Like,
yeah, John the Destroyer, like something. Blade, Flash, Conan, something.
I mean, I was never a fan of them, even in NXT.
Yeah, I just like their finisher, but then like after a while it got safe.
I mean,
when you have to make a finisher safe after you take on a bunch of squash guys like that.
It was like a shitty version of the Total Elimination. I mean,
well, yeah, because exactly that's actually exactly what it is. But this is like a running one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're actually right. It is a Total Elimination. No, actually, no, because the Total Elimination is the sweep and the heel kick. This is
it's
the
a
STO.
modified.
Yeah. No, I get it though. And again, this is running. That's the only big difference.
Regardless, I would have rather them butt up like Sami Zayn.
I mean, they had a. The last thing I think I saw was the Savage package and then the squash, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that it?
I think so. I mean, it's so like it's hard to even remember things, and nothing really stands out as memorable, unless it's like either really bad or really good. Like
that's what I remember. Was the I made it. I made it to the Randy Savage.
I know a lot of like
package.
older fans that I know, like Big Al from Speaking Spanish. She's like, how long do I have to sit through this shit before I can finally see this Macho Man induction video?
Oh, he actually watched it?
Yeah.
He actually watched. He could have waited till YouTube the next day.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, you could have waited to watch it on YouTube in the morning.
Al could have waited till YouTube the next day. That lazy bastard. Oh boy. I mean, again, wasn't the best Raw show. I give it a. Yeah.
Well, the big news coming out of yesterday.
Well, the only news that was noteworthy in my eyes, finally, the day has come. Finally, yesterday was an amazing day. I don't think, with the exception of the WWE Network, we haven't had a day like this in a while.
Yeah.
Randy Savage is going in the Hall of Fame.
Finally.
Only took forever.
I mean, I wish it would have happened 4 years ago. So he could have been there, but
well,
I mean, I think
4 years ago was whose class? Is that third class?
No, that was 26. No, 27. That would have been Sean's.
Oh yeah. What was that? Was that Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta?
I mean, this is, to my knowledge, is this the first year that the headliner is not alive?
Yes, you're right. You are in fact right.
I mean, that's the one thing that's gonna suck. Like, yeah, he's gonna be honored, but he's not there to accept it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have one of my coworkers. He said like he's a little older, so Macho Man's the reason he got into wrestling. Like, I know he freaked out when I had my little pop vinyl doll on my desk. He's like, I wanted. Like, if I would have known, I would have given him that one and bought myself the pink one in the garden. But
The pink one in the garden is better. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. I didn't even know that existed when I purchased mine.
Me neither. That's why I jumped on them.
I think it cost less at the garden, and that was a surprise.
Oh, it was a 10 flat, right?
Yeah, I paid like 15 for mine. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of old school fans are happy, and it's kind of like when Warrior went in and when Bruno went in. Like, you're gonna get a lot of older fans that are excited. I know tickets go on sale this Saturday, so they wanted to make that the selling point.
Yeah, it goes on till Saturday, and I don't see them announcing any more names for like another 2 weeks, right?
Probably not till after the Rumble.
Yeah, because they said that originally it was going to
They
be February.
usually announce the first name the night after the Rumble. I'm guessing they just did it like this for the sale.
Well, originally it looked like TMZ leaked it, but then the dirt sheets were saying
WWE
that they
leaked it
they were
first.
saying that they contacted it.
Because the TMZ article I had said WWE.com said that Macho Man, and that's another thing that made no damn sense. Why was WWE saying that Macho Man was rumored and expected? It's like, it's your fucking show, it's your site. Why would you?
Probably to build traffic. Even though I know their numbers for the shop are way up compared to last year.
But I mean, it should be exciting. He definitely deserves it. I know a lot of people are indifferent and have their opinions about Hogan being the presenter or the inductor.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, it's you never know with Hogan whether he's telling the truth or not. But on Jericho's podcast, he did say that they made up prior to Macho Man passing. So if that is the case,
which I believe, and Lanny Poffo seems to,
and exactly, I
co-sign
feel
it.
like if it wasn't cool, I don't think the family would have agreed to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Pat Patterson is inducting him, who, Lanny Poffo has been very outspoken about.
Yeah, so I feel like if there was a problem, like obviously Lanny has no problem speaking out, and for years said that he wanted the family inducted, and he didn't want to go in without the family and all this other stuff. So I feel like if he didn't want Hogan to induct him, he wouldn't be inducting him. I mean, I know the biggest reason is just because he's gonna attract an audience, and since you don't have Macho Man there to speak, you do need that big name there to speak at the end. So I think that's the only reason they're really doing it.
Oh yeah, and then you figure, like we talked about, you figure Lanny and maybe his wife will accept on his behalf.
And his mother.
And his mother. Yeah, his mother.
I mean, I know, like with Mr. Perfect. I mean, I know like with Mr. Perfect and Yokozuna, like the whole family comes out.
Right.
Like
Well, I mean,
he
didn't have any kids. He didn't have any kids though.
Well, with the Hearts. Well, and then it's just the three of them, I guess. It's his mother, his brother, and his wife.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen more people come out for acceptance speeches, so.
Well, no, we did. The biggest one was Perfect's family, right?
Or probably the Hearts for Stu.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, there's like 200 of them. So, yeah. There's a fucking heart everywhere. But, yeah, we're always blah. Nothing special. I'm just happy that finally the guy that got me into wrestling is going into the Hall of Fame. I really, really wish I was.
I mean, even as a kid, he's one of the first names I knew in wrestling. Even before I got into wrestling, I knew his name. I knew who he was. I knew the Slim Jim commercials.
Yeah, I mean, he was. I mean, Jesus, the first wrestling tape I ever saw was Macho Madness, the tape they came out with after he won the belt, and like, dude, I was hooked.
Yeah,
I was hooked, man. I was hooked.
I mean, he was one of the few at the time that was like great, not only good on the mic but good in the ring.
Yeah.
Unlike Hogan, he was really good on the mic and charismatic, but Macho Man had that charisma. He was good on the mic. He was good in the ring. He had the look. He was flashy. All of the colorful robes, the glasses, that bandana, everything. Like, he was like the complete package, especially for that time.
I mean, just thinking about him now, like you couldn't keep your eyes off that guy. There was nothing that the man couldn't do.
Mm-hmm. And it's a shame, like, with meeting so many wrestlers, it sucks that like him and Warrior, like, we won't have that opportunity,
Yeah, and it sucks because I really thought I was gonna get a Warrior in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Like, I really thought.
And I had the chance with Warrior a few years back, like I mentioned, but I didn't have enough to, like, it was pretty expensive at the time, and I wasn't making enough to be able to afford him and everybody else and travel out there, so.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right. You did have an opportunity.
This was the one in Jersey, but it was like $200.
Yeah, he was always a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, if I had the money, I wish I would have,
And I know like now is like his wrestling gear is going for 10 grand signed. His action figures are going for 500 signed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's pretty nuts.
Well, I've got my Pop and my Hasbro Macho Mans.
I got my Pop Macho. I got my Defining Moments. I just got to get my Macho King and my black and white. And they're going to release a WCW Macho Man action figure, which I'm looking forward for.
Is that like with the Madness and with the black?
I'm guessing the black and white one's already come out, so I'm guessing it'll be like with like a cowboy hat and a T-shirt, because remember he was doing that quite a bit.
When he had like that red and yellowish kind of like streamer.
Yeah. So I figure it'll either be the Monster Maniacs, or it'll be just like a cowboy hat and a T-shirt like he did at Fall Brawl.
Yeah.
Because he was doing just a T-shirt every once in a while too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them doing another like Jaja outfit for him. So that's it. But when we come back, what are we talking about?
We can talk about we can give some live reports.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk live reports. We're going to talk TNA. We're going to talk WWE House Show. We're going to talk SmackDown live reports and rumors that the WWE Network will no longer be airing main events. All that when we come back.
And we're back, folks. Over the past few weeks, the night after Christmas, Cheyenne and I went to the Raw House show, as we mentioned. Did we mention it on our last episode, whatever that was?
We did mention it.
Oh yeah, we
did.
knew about it back then. It's been a while. Sorry, guys. But yeah, it was a pretty good show actually. It was a lot. I enjoyed it a lot better than the one that I went to last year.
This was better. This was a better
actually
show.
the first show you and I attended in over a decade.
Over a decade.
Since 2004.
The anniversary, yeah.
Well, the anniversary actually would have been Raw. We were there, but we didn't go together.
Well, we didn't go together, right?
Yeah, but we still saw each other.
Yes, we did.
It was a pretty good show. I really enjoyed the main event, which was Rollins and Cena. They went it for a while.
They went almost 45 minutes.
I like that they dimmed down the lights in the arena. They turned off the screens. So it was pretty good. Obviously, I had a lot of heat coming out of that event when I posted pictures on our Instagram page of the Bellas, and a bunch of little 10-year-old girls started taking it and putting it on their pages without giving me credit. Which then I proceeded to post up a video of Denzel Washington in Training Day.
Yeah.
Right.
That was when Boss cut a shoot promo, and I was like, yes! I was so happy about that.
Then I had all these little girls apologizing and giving me credit. So yeah, be a
They could have
star.
at least plugged the show, the bastards.
But no, a lot of them did tag the show. So kudos to them. I'm not gonna go looking for it now.
Don't mention them. Screw that.
No, the ones that did give us credit, the good ones.
Oh, okay. Those
But I don't even think they're old enough to. They're probably like my daughter's age.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a pretty good show. We got to see the Rybaxel explode.
Yeah, Rybaxel explodes. I love that. That was great.
I think that was just like a genuine, just like a mark pop, just because we weren't expecting it to be Ryback. So when we got Ryback,
what hurt my feelings was that we didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
Until we saw the graphic.
Yeah.
That hurt my feelings.
Ziggler and Luke Harper had a pretty good match. That were the opening.
Well, yeah,
match.
they opened, and we thought they were going to steal it. Which they did initially.
The tag team title match, it was good, but then it kind of dragged towards the end.
Well, the thing with the tag title match, it was Mizdow versus the Usos,
Mm-hmm.
and my thing with and even on TV, like, you know, there's only so much that they can do.
Yeah.
You know, and they've already done a boatload of stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well, I mean, you and I predicted a good scenario for the Rumble for Mizdow.
Yeah, and then now yesterday they did the whole, hidden camera DDP stalker thing.
Mm-hmm.
That there was that, so they're gonna.
Well, I mean, we can say we thought that Miz should eliminate somebody, and then
right.
Mizdow should eliminate the Miz in Mizdow fashion, imitating the Miz.
I hope Conan is not listening. Go ahead.
And then eliminate himself for to imitate the Miz. Why do you hope Conan's not listening?
Because I hope your buddies at the Law don't take our idea again.
Oh, Conan's not with the Law.
Oh, okay. Who was it that took our idea last year for Daniel Bryan?
Oh, that was Dan DeMel Flavransky from the Law.
There it is. I'm sorry. Conan, I apologize.
Conan doesn't even listen to his own podcast, so...
That's horrible. It's probably true, but horrible.
He's admitted. He's like, when people ask him if he listens to podcasts, he's like, bro, I don't even listen to my own shit. I love Conan.
By the way, one of my matches of the week that I want to suggest to people, Conan versus Juventud from Fall Brawl 96, must see.
Sounds like a good one.
Must see. Must see.
Was he already in the NWO? No, he wasn't in the NWO yet.
No, he was in the Dungeon of Doom.
Okay.
Yeah. He was in the Dungeon of Doom on that one.
So,
Just a good match. So if you're listening, Conan, Juventud, Fall Brawl 96, they're like the fourth match on the card. Yeah. Pay-per-view itself is great. Check it out. Network, $9.99.
I actually haven't watched like a pay-per-view on the network in months. I mean,
that was the first full pay-per-view that I watched in a while.
I don't know. I mean, I've been watching the countdowns. I've been watching the Monday Night Wars, the rivalries. Like I watch the shows that they put on, and I've been watching like the old Raws from like '95. They're up to '96 now, so I've been pretty good with keeping consistent with those.
Yeah, yeah.
Right now, I'm kind of just trying to line them. Like right now, I'm in January of '96, so I'm pretty much lined up with this time of the year in 19 years ago,
Yeah.
which I remember. So I mean, I like to watch them sometimes, and then this weekend I actually watched the Raw and then watched the Nitro from that night. So
And compared
yeah.
and how great it was 19 years ago.
Actually, Nitro was a better show. I was watching January 8th. It was Stone Cold's debut as the Ringmaster,
Ooh, that's rough.
but Nitro had Hogan and Macho against Anderson and Flair.
Okay.
It had Regal and Guerrero, and I think it also had Alex Wright and Benoit,
Okay.
and Sting and DDP. So WCW took that one.
Yeah.
'Cause I
Yeah, I
think
see that.
Raw had what, Jarrett and Hakushi, and they had Ahmed in a squash match, but he did like some crazy fucking, I don't know what the fuck it was. I might go back and just like record that one move that he did just to show you.
Yeah, send me that.
Yeah. Like I thought he fucking killed the guy. Trying to remember. Yeah, that's about it. But I mean, I try not to watch too many of those, but I haven't had like the desire to go and sit through a 3-hour pay-per-view. I can barely get through a 3-hour Raw.
That was the first one in a while that I had actually sat
Like I really have
and
to be
watched.
inspired. Like I haven't even gone back to like I went back to watch the 2001 Rumble match. Like I think last year prior to having a network, I actually went out of my way to watch Rumble matches on YouTube, and now that it's available to me, I haven't gone out of my way to watch it.
I mean, like, if it isn't the live ones, again, there isn't a pay-per-view I'm going back and watching. But, there's a couple times, where I'll go and I'll be like,
I mean, there's
hey.
times where I watch like a WCW pay-per-view, I'm like, oh, I started watching this like a while ago and I never finished. I mean, now it's a little easier now that you have the feature where you can go back and continue watching stuff.
Yes. Even though I think the playlist feature really needs to be tweaked some more.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm at least happy that they've updated and come and have that feature. But anything else? What else was during the house show? There was a Divas match with Paige
There was
as
the
the
Divas
referee.
match, which was really, really confusing.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure if Paige was a face or a heel.
Yeah, I
Ali-
thought
and
the
Alicia-
Bellas were faces. You had to stand me down.
And Alicia Fox was a face, but now she's a heel. I mean, I feel like Alicia Fox is whatever they need her to be that week.
Yeah.
And who was she with? Emma?
She was with Emma. It was
Yeah.
Emma, Alicia, and they had one of those guest managers.
Oh yeah, a little girl that won a contest or something.
Yeah. I
what
think
else
that was
did-
a charity event that they did,
okay.
right?
Yeah, so it must have been like an auction or something.
Yeah. Probably on.
We had Santino come out. That was kind of cool.
Santino coming out was good. Big Show and Rowan wasn't a bad match.
Mhm.
Big Show and Rowan wasn't a bad match, and it made me realize like how over Rowan was.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising.
Yeah, like the Garden was really behind him, and it wasn't all kids.
Yeah. And
Either way, scary stuff. Either way,
not as scary as Jack Swagger dancing.
that was cool. That segment. I would have rather they wrestled. But that
you
was
can
cool.
check out the page. He originally danced to what was it? MC Hammer, Can't Touch Me.
Yeah, can't touch
But
it.
we-
They
we-
always pick that song.
I think they used it last year too, with the Divas.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
But I dubbed it over with the Shmoney Dance, which we thought would have been better, and we called it the Swaggy Dance. Also, I had the opportunity to go to TNA last Wednesday.
Yeah, I got to hear more about that because of the bump incident that occurred.
Okay, first, this was their debut show on their new network, Destination America, so there was like some hype behind it. I mean, the crowd was. I have my pros and cons about the crowd. They were really energetic throughout the show, but there was times where it was a little overbearing, and just like the chants were annoying, and the cursing. Like if you on TV when MVP was talking, and I was chanting too. We were chanting "Shut the fuck up." I put that video on our Instagram if you want to check it out. And I guess the censors, since it was on a delay, they would just block out the entire sound, so you couldn't even hear the promo on TV. I've seen most of the show on TV.
I still haven't had the chance to see it, and I heard that production-wise it didn't look...
Well, from what I saw, they blacked out the entire audience. So, like, I was in the third row, hard camera side, but I think there's some parts where I can see my shadow and, like, my beard. But other than that, like, you can't really
Wait, what
see
do you mean
them.
they blacked out the audience?
Now, if you watch it, the entire audience, like, the way that it was lit, it's only the ring that's lit, and, like, the audience is dark.
Huh.
So, the show started. It was supposed to start at 7:30. It started like a half hour later. And I mean, I was concerned because they were on TV start at 9 o'clock. So I was like, are they gonna be able to get everything in time? I know Jeremy Borash came out. He said that they were live, and then there was just a bunch of fans. And no, they're not. They start at 9. They start at 9. We're not live. So that was annoying. So the show starts, Jeremy Borash is hyping everybody up. I look up to the balcony, I see two guys fighting, and I think it's...
You weren't there the night that Borash got his head shaved, right? That was
Yes,
like the
I
second or
was.
third night?
I
Oh, that
there.
was the first night.
Yeah. I have. Did I send you the picture of his head shaved?
You did, but I did not, for some reason, because I got some pictures on day one and some pictures on the second day, the day after you
The
were there.
reception
I wasn't
sucks, so I
sure
was
if you
trying
were
to
there
send
for
you
that.
stuff, but I look up...
Yeah, the reception sucks at the Manhattan Center, if anybody's going back in March.
I looked up, I saw two people fighting. I thought it was two people in the audience just because the crowd was rowdy as it was. And then I see, I think it was Matt Hardy and MVP coming down the ramp fighting. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then the whole arena was just like filled with wrestlers fighting all over the fucking place. It was a hectic environment. It was like kind of nerve-wracking, but it was cool at the same time because I've never experienced anything like that. It's just having like I don't think I've ever been like having wrestlers fighting a few feet away from me in the crowd. I had James Storm and Gunner fighting right behind me. There was people in the balcony at one point. You can catch it in the video where it looks like, I think it was like Bobby Lashley's kind of like leaning over the balcony, like hanging there.
Yeah, I think it was. I think Lashley was the one that was upstairs because that stuff I saw.
Yeah, because I saw like Robbie E. I saw Rockstar Spud. I was trying to just. It was a lot to take in at that time.
Now, question.
Yeah.
Did the brawl end up being pointless?
What?
Did the brawl end up being pointless?
Well, it was just like it was a lot to take in.
Because I felt like it did, reading the report overall.
Then
again,
I had like Bobby Roode and Kenny King fighting in front of the barricade right in front of me, and then I had Gunner
Kenny
and James.
King is the guy in MVP's thing, right?
Yeah.
That's the other dude.
Yeah, so
Right, it's MVP, Kenny King, and Lashley.
Yeah, now they have like 20 more people. And James.
Oh, I didn't know that.
James Storm and Gunner were fighting next to me, and then I know James Storm like grabbed somebody's drink and threw it at Gunner.
Of course he did.
And all of a sudden I hear security, security, security. What are you doing? And then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But it was Angle coming out, and he comes to the ring in a button down and jeans. And then he starts. At one point, he's just like, he calls out all the champions. He's like, Low Key, where are you? And Low Key's up in the balcony, just like posing up there. You have a match tonight. And then he's like, Tara, where are you? And then she's randomly just standing there. She has a match because he was just calling out all the champions, telling them they had matches. And Abyss and James Storm, they're the tag champs. They had a match. Then MVP gets in the ring, starts talking shit. That's when we start to shut the fuck up chants. He asks Angle what his big announcement was. He says, "Oh, I'm stepping down as the director, but now I'm an active wrestler, and I'm having a street fight right now with you." And then they get into like a street fight. It was decent. I mean, not the best angle match we've ever seen. We've seen plenty of amazing ones. It was
Yeah, I heard that it was nah. The finish was what made
yeah,
it
yeah. I
good.
think he beat him with like an angle slam.
Like through a table, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought MVP was pretty good. He did a lot of submissions and reversals, and I think he was really trying to like wrestle
But it
Angle,
was a
even though it was
street
a
fight.
street fight. But
It was a street fight. That shit is null and void.
so then that was over. Then we waited, and we waited, and we waited, and we waited about 20 minutes before we got our tag team title match. So the crowd was getting really restless. We were chanting, "We won wrestling." Jeremy Borash was trying to hype up the crowd, trying to see which side of the crowd was louder. Actually, it was my side that was the fucking craziest side. Not even because of me, just like the fucking assholes behind me. But
Yeah, a lot of like. Sometimes I feel like when my buddies go to Manhattan Center, they have to tell me a story about like the worst fans. you know?
yeah, and it was like the same annoying fan that I saw at the show last time. Then like Borash and they said that like whoever was the loudest fan would get like a VIP pass to go backstage. So they were really trying to get people to fucking scream and react and hype people up.
So they didn't do the signings at ringside again.
No, they didn't do that this time.
It
Luckily,
was the backstage gimmick.
yeah, they only filmed one episode and a few explosion matches. Thank God, because the last one was like 5 hours long. So then like Jeremy Borash and the referee Stifler teased like they're gonna have a match, just because I don't know what the hell was going on that they were killing so much time. I don't know if they were doing backstage segments, which they should have pre-taped, but it was a while.
Well, another issue that was coming out of that gate was that they had to use the Manhattan Center's equipment, which was faulty, right?
Okay, yeah, because there were about 20-minute pauses between every match, and I was just like, are they going to be able to get everything in time?
Yeah,
to
they
put on
were
TV?
saying that had they used their own equipment, there would have not been anywhere near as many
Because the
problems.
first time there wasn't, when I went the first time, there wasn't that many, because it was, if you think about it, it was like 4 matches.
Yeah, yeah.
They had the tag title match, pretty good match. The Hardys came out, they interfered, accidentally hit the Wolves, then James Storm and Abyss retained. After that, another 10-20 minute delay, then the X Division match, Low Key and Austin Aries. Austin Aries won the X Division title, which he lost back the next night. Spoiler alert. Another delay, then we had all the women, the Knockouts Battle Royal. I got to see Rebel, who I love.
Okay, okay.
They had like a $10 like big banner of Rebel, so I bought that. The only TNA merchandise I've ever purchased.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
if she ever does any of these signings, I'll get it signed. Don't
Which they're all free to do, so.
don't judge me, Cheyenne.
I have to judge you for that.
No, don't judge.
I don't have any merchandise that you can judge me on, so.
I'm pretty sure I can find something.
Nothing.
All right, we'll see about that. She was the first one eliminated, but Taryn Terrell retained her title. After the match, Havoc starts kicking her ass.
I heard her match was horrible, like the second or third night.
I haven't heard anything.
That her match was like horrible, but she still got to get pop at the end because she's hot or something like that.
Yeah. So Havoc's in there kicking her ass. I'm like, okay, what is this leading to? Lights go out. And I'm like, and the second the lights go out, some asshole behind me threw a beer towards the ring and
That pissed me off.
So that ruined the moment for me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why are the lights off? Who the fuck threw a beer? Then the lights come on and fucking Amazing Kong is in the ring face to face with Havoc. The place explodes. That's probably the highlight of the night. So the place goes nuts. They separate them. Kong chokeslams the referee. Then we eventually get the main event. Lashley, Rude 3. They had a really good match the first time I went to TNA. I really enjoyed their match. Their match was okay. It was a pretty decent match. Again, it was tough to know what was going on without seeing the backstage segments. Kind of like the opening brawl started in front of the Manhattan Center and they worked their way in to the Manhattan Center.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It was fucking 9 degrees that night. I don't know why they did that shit. But, because a lot of them were in their ring gear.
Oh, okay.
I think with the exception of Lashley and Rude, they were the only ones in street clothes. And I think Matt Hardy was wearing like a jacket. But
Not surprised by that at all.
so they have the match. MVP comes out with Kenny King and two guys in masks. Right away, I knew the fat guy was Joe. If it wasn't Ruben, it was Joe. Then I'm like, I was looking at the smaller guy, and I was like, it's either Low-Ki or Homicide, because I know the four of them are really close. And I was like, those are the only two guys that would make sense. Because I couldn't think of anybody like debuting or coming in that were those sizes.
Right.
You know? So when they unmasked, it was like, okay, I knew that was Joe, and I wasn't sure if it was Low-Ki or Homicide, because they're both short. But it was Low-Ki. Then Eric Young comes out, runs into the ring with a chair, starts swinging like crazy, and I'm like, oh god, we're getting a heel turn. And we got a heel turn, which I thought made no sense at all. Because Eric Young is one of the few guys in that company that's over, that's a good baby face,
Yeah.
that's a good underdog. I don't know why they turned him heel if they already had Joe and Low-Ki turning heel. I think that was strong enough as it was. I don't know why they had to throw in Eric Young, because Eric Young wasn't joining MVP's group. It was more like on his own. So that was just confusing. And then Lashley won. I think Lashley ends up turning babyface eventually, one of the other tapings. And then they
Does he?
I think so. And
I don't know. I like him as a heel there in TNA.
he was doing good. I don't know. They decided to turn fucking Eric Young heel and Lashley face. Don't ask me why. So yeah, I think they were leading to like some. I know Friday was like the lockdown taping, where like Hardy took like that crazy spill from the top of the cage and looked like he fucking killed himself. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I heard about that, but apparently...
But then I heard it was at work.
Exactly, it was at work.
I don't know how you worked that.
I don't know exactly. I don't know how the hell you work a fucking spot like that. But I don't know, bro.
But I mean, the seats I had were good. I mean, unlike Ring of Honor a month earlier, but it was okay. I mean, it wasn't a terrible show. It's just the long delays in between didn't help it, and the crowd was a bit of a turnoff. But other than that, like, it was cool being that close, and probably the best seats I've ever had for any show. So,
I mean,
and then they announced that there were going to be matches for Explosion, and then I just left because I was like, I wanted to avoid the crowd. I wanted to avoid being stuck there.
So they did the live taping, and then they said we're going to do Explosion after.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a horrible fucking idea.
Yeah. So I left. I was like, I'm not staying here another hour.
That's a horrible idea.
Yeah. So I got out of there, but not a terrible show. I guess it's hard to compare the two shows that I went to because the other one was produced with Spike and it was better produced, and there were a lot more matches, but it was also a much longer show, where this one only had a few matches and it was a shorter show, but there were long pauses between the matches. So.
Right. And it seemed like I heard that people were saying the delays and the stops felt like forever.
They did. It was like when you're used to having match after match, like kind of like the house show was like match, or even the previous show where it was 5 hours long, but it was still match after match or segment.
And you say that, and it was a taping. I mean, considering that.
Well, the first one that I went to was almost 3 episodes that they taped that night.
Right, but it was back to back to back. Because remember, I was there the first night.
Yeah.
This was a television taping.
I'm hoping that.
So this should have been just as repetitive.
I think night 2 and 3 they filmed 2 shows per night. So I'm hoping that those at least went a little better paced than this one, because they didn't have to worry about being live.
Right.
But I mean, it was cool to be there for the first show. As you know, I've been a fan since day one, so I'm always gonna have that little place in my heart for them. It's kind of like those sports teams that you love and support, but they never win, but you still love and support them.
I don't watch real sports, so I can't really.
I don't either, but I've heard people talking about. So it's kind of like Mets fans. I hear Mets fans talk about it all the time. It's like they get let down every year, but they still stand by their team.
I mean, yeah, if you want to put it that way.
It's cool to say that in a span of a month, I attended a Ring of Honor show, despite not being able to see anything, a WWE show and a TNA show in the span of 1 month.
Also true.
So it's cool. I was never able to say that before. I never went to an ECW show, so having
I went to a WWE ECW show. Does that count?
no, doesn't.
What do you mean? No, that was the night that Johnny Nitro became John Morrison.
No, it doesn't count.
I was there for that. I was part of history.
Oh, that's like saying going to see fucking Buff Bagwell and Booker T on Raw was going to see WCW.
Well, I mean, mate, kinda.
And I've never been to a WCW show, so I mean, it was
No, I don't. I can't say that I
like
did that.
having the fighting in the crowd was probably the closest I'm ever gonna get to that ECW feeling, and it's probably nothing close to
Oh
it.
hell yeah! Plus WWE will never. I don't see them doing anything like that anytime soon.
I mean, from what I heard, the other two tapings had fights in balconies and in the crowd also, so I feel like I don't know if that was just like their way of like, hey, if you come, you'll be a part of the show, even though you can't fucking see the audience on TV. But this might be the longest we've ever spoken about TNA on our show.
Yeah, I mean,
I got
normally.
into a lot of detail there.
Well, no, that's the way it should be. I mean, we should give those who weren't there, and if you were at TNA and you have some, comments and concerns,
it's a different perspective from what you saw on TV. Because watching on TV, I didn't see the same shit that I saw being there live. And that's the case with any show. So, I'm glad I can give you guys an insight on TNA. From what I heard, most of you probably didn't watch it, considering the ratings, but... I mean, it's also a network that...
Yeah, they did, what, like 250,000, right?
I think so. Compared to, like, almost 1 million when they left Spike.
Yeah, it's not a good... I mean, they won't lose this television slot because the network needs them and they need the network.
I feel like right now this is the only thing the network has, because I think... Because I was watching...
Oh, they're fairly new. Oh,
yeah, because when I was watching it Wednesday, and then when I turned on my iPad and that channel was open, all you see on the corner in huge letters is Impact Friday. So obviously they're really pushing Impact, because I think that's probably the only shit that they have on that network.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, there's another show that they have on there, because they have like 2 other shows that draw in ratings for them.
Is it that show with the wrestling and the funeral home?
No, is that also on Destination America?
No.
No, that's WGN.
Yeah.
That's WGN, but that's stupid. If anybody's... Ugh. Stupid. Don't get me started on that stupid funeral show.
Yeah. Anything else we're missing?
No, we did that, and just to put it all in the same category, because we're talking about shows that we attended. We talked about being at the Raw Live event. We talked about you being at the TNA event. We're going to be appearing. We're also going to be seeing, what we got in 2 weeks, we're going to go meet Bruce Pritchard and Eric Bischoff at the Wrestling Universe, right?
Yes.
The week after that, January 31st, we're going to meet Ricky Steamboat and Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid
and
Justice.
I wrote to them on Facebook, and they said you can buy the individual photo ops there, because on the site they're only offering combos.
Yeah, no, I buy my stuff there.
Okay.
Yeah, I always buy my stuff there.
So
You never been there with me?
No, I've never been there at all.
Oh, no, I went with Ozzy for Brett, and then when I went for Tatanka, that was just me, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to go...
Yeah.
I'm going to go with you. Yeah, I figured because I can get these pictures out the way, so then I'm not worried about getting them at the big event.
Yeah, it bangs out the big event. So we got two shows. We got two back to back.
That's 3 people I can knock out before the.
We don't have anybody in February, right?
Not that's been announced. I know the Faces of Fear are in April. I think the BWO might be in February.
I feel like you're right. I have to confirm that, but I feel like you're right.
I'm not sure when. I mean, hopefully it doesn't conflict with either our event or Valentine's Day, so hopefully it's late February.
I don't think anybody's going to be doing anything on February 7th, the day of Junior's tribute show. By the way, for those of you who are fans of the show in the tri-state area, as we aforementioned back in November, in December.
Yeah.
One of my dear friends, Michael Viruet, aka Michael Morgan Jr. Michael Viruet Jr., aka Michael Morgan Jr. passed away, and American Championship Entertainment, Ace Pro Wrestling, is going to be doing a tribute show for him. Union City, New Jersey, February the 7th, a Heroes celebration. We're going to have all types of independent wrestling stars. Rob Vegas is going to take on TNA and Ring of Honor star Jay Lethal. Crowbar is going to take on, that's right, Crowbar, former WCW superstar and WCW tag team champion and tag team partner of Ric Flair's son. Crowbar is going to take on Vince Steele for the heavyweight championship of the world. For you tri-state independent wrestling fans, Danny Moff returns to Ace to take on Stockade. And for the first time ever, the Mike Morgan Jr. Memorial Cup, the inaugural Mike Morgan Jr. Memorial Cup. This one's going to be a battle royal, and so many more matches to come. So, again, that's February the 7th, 7:30 bell time. Jose Marty Freshman Academy, Union City, New Jersey, 1800 Summit Avenue. For more information, go to 4lifepodcast.com with a direct link to the Ace Pro Wrestling Facebook page.
And I'm really looking forward to that show. I'm glad I can be there to at least help in any way that I can and support you guys. So
yeah, it's going to be good to have you there. To be honest with
so
you.
I'm looking forward to it. We've got the next couple weekends. We have the 24th. Is the Bischoff thing, and that's the weekend of the Rumble.
Yeah, we got 2 weeks back to back, and then
they're having that. Did you hear them on Jericho's podcast?
The great debate. I was just going to say the next day, the day of the Rumble.
Yeah, at Dave and Buster's. I'm like, damn it.
I wish we could go to that.
I do too. I was thinking, I was like, damn, this would be a fucking awesome thing to go to. I think he's gonna air it on this podcast that week, though.
It's like the missing part of the Monday Night War show.
Yeah. So, I mean, those interviews from 2003 aren't enough from Bischoff?
No, not really.
I think like halfway through the production, they discovered like a 2007 interview that they've been throwing in a bit.
Yeah, that's the one that they shot at his house. I noticed that they're putting that one on back a lot more.
Yeah, rather than the one with the Raw set that they've been using since the first Monday Night War DVD 10 years ago.
And they have like a lot of different footage from them because they have the interview from Confidential, they have the Monday Night War, they have the shots from his house, and I know from his house they have
I think
like two or three different sets.
That has to be the most used interview in WWE history.
The one from Monday Night War? Hell yeah.
The one with the set behind him. That and Scott Hall in the studio with the NWO shirt saying, "I've already made friends."
from the black and white DVD from 2002. Oh my God, yeah.
Just that one clip has been used a million times. I've already made friends. Now I'm gonna make some money.
I'm glad they finally started using the one in his house, though. Thank
with
God.
Hall. And
yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have the recent one. Oh yeah. Hall, Flair, Shawn, and Hogan are all going to be on Raw this week.
I know, and Flair is replacing Nash, right?
Yes, one big exception.
Yeah, Flair is replacing Nash because of the thing.
Yeah. So, that should be cool to see those guys. I don't think I've seen Hall and Shawn interact on TV in probably like 20 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably not since 94, 95, or whatever it was.
Because I know when Shawn came into the NWO, Hall had just gotten fired the week before.
Exactly.
And like they hugged at the Hall of Fame, but I think that might have been
Hall
about
of Fame.
it. But,
yeah, I mean they don't have many like good moments on television together.
I mean, it'll be. I mean, knowing that I'm a mark for that era, it's gonna be cool to see those two. And I feel like I've seen Nash a bunch of times, so it's gonna be cool to see Hall on his own, pretty much, because the one time they've used Hall on WWE TV has been with Nash for the Hogan birthday.
Yeah, the Hogan. Yeah, Nash hadn't been on maybe since the CM Punk angle.
Prior to that, I think he was in last year's Rumble.
Oh yes, you're right. He was.
I think he's been in every Rumble for the last couple of years.
Yeah, he was in the Big 40 Man, and then he was in last year's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did the 40 Man, then the Punk angle.
Him and Booker did the 40 Man when they got permission from Dixie to come.
Right, they did that, then the Punk angle, and then he was in last year's Rumble.
Yeah.
And then he had the
But he
Triple
never
H
even
angle.
had the match with Punk. It ended up being an angle with Triple H.
That was his quote-unquote last match.
The ladder sledgehammer match.
Yeah, that wasn't in the showcase mode, I could say
Oh,
that.
he did have a match with Santino.
That match was good, though. the sledge ladder match.
I actually never saw it.
I liked it. I saw it.
Was
I
that?
thought it was good.
No, I had just left my internship that week. Actually.
I thought it was good considering. I have no qualms about it. I'm a Nash fan. Everybody knows that.
I mean, I'm a huge Nash fan. I love Nash, but
Yeah.
not sure if I wanted to see him wrestle in 2011. But maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I won't.
Hey, $9.99, bud. $9.99.
I'm already paying it. Why not? I've been paying it for about a year now, so
I can't believe the network is going to be a year next month, man.
that's crazy.
Like, seriously.
I
That's
remember
nuts.
our first episode was when the network was like officially announced, right?
Yeah, when we started, one of our, was it the first or second week we did the
I think it was
podcast? We
our
did?
first episode. We had
Our
like
first episode, yeah.
that was like Slammies and network talk.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I mean, I just remember when the commercial first aired in 2011, and a lot of people didn't know about it.
Yeah, about the podcast and the network.
No, I'm talking about when the network commercial first aired in 2011.
Oh my God, yeah, that was a big deal
A
too.
lot of people in my internship did not know about that. They were surprised and found that on Raw.
Well, there was a couple things. There was a couple instances where they were a little clueless, right?
Yeah.
Well, the network is here. It's here to stay.
Yeah. I mean, I have no complaints about it. I mean, it's just the lack of subscribers, but that's a different story for a different day.
Yeah, well, with the UK thing, they're going to crack 1 million. They have to.
I would hope
They're
so.
they're at 700,000 domestic. They've got to do at least
Yeah,
half
but
a
now
million.
with this cancel anytime shit, like, people can just sign up. I mean, I'm sure they probably get 1 million for Mania. Now that you
Yeah,
can
but
sign up for a month and leave.
I don't see them getting any cancellations for the UK.
I mean, there's still people buying the pay-per-views,
I don't get that.
which is surprising to me.
I just don't get that.
I mean, why are you going to pay 55?
Why would you get the pay-per-view for $50 when you could get it for 10? Plus,
Actually,
you could watch
I
it,
paid for the New Japan pay-per-view.
but they don't have a network, so that makes sense.
Well, they do have a network, but I've been trying to figure out how to fucking sign up, but it's in Japanese.
Oh, right, you're right.
New
They
Japan,
do have a network.
They have New
Yes,
Japan
they do.
World, which is 9.99 yen, which comes out to
Oh,
about
and
$8.
they have the DVD for Wrestle Kingdom too, the Blu-ray. It's 3 discs.
Okay.
It's already out, and it's non-region. So for those of you who want to watch Wrestle Kingdom on Blu-ray, it has been released. It is a 3
It was
disc
a really good
set,
show. I'm not
and
gonna
it is
go into detail.
non-region. It is non-region.
But yeah, there is New Japan World. I tried signing up. It's just hard because I have to like depend on the page to translate it, but even the translation is a little hard to understand. So it's
Well, why the translation?
translated to English.
But JR is doing it, right?
No, when I'm on the site to sign up for New
Oh.
Japan World. I'm trying to. I don't know how. Like I'm gonna try to figure. I might sit down and do it this weekend, and I get paid this weekend, so I can do all that. But it's 9.99 yen a month.
Okay, that's
So-
not bad. Which with 9.99 yen is how much American though?
About $8. A little less.
Oh, I mean,
But I mean, you can see all the show. I know, like the following, like kind of like the Raw After Mania show. Cody Hall joined the Bullet Club as their new young boy.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I heard about that he joined, right?
Yeah, I mean, I heard that from what I heard that Hall didn't want him going through like straight to NXT, which I think is a good thing, giving him exposure and experience before he goes to NXT. Because the guys that do seem to stand out and shine in NXT are the guys that do have a decade under their belt, like Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville and Kevin Owens and Hideo Itami and the fuck is Devin's name? Finn Balor. You know?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's a good chance to get him out there and get experience rather than being thrown straight into NXT.
well, I mean,
you might have like the rare case like a Charlotte who is just a natural and has done amazing in a year or two being in that system.
well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But honestly, if there's a way that Americans can sign up for the New Japan Network thing, I'm down.
Yeah, because I mean, I hear a lot of the people in the Lost use it, so and they're in Canada.
Oh, so then, yeah, if there's a way that I can get it, please let me
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I'm gonna
I don't
figure it
mind.
out.
I don't mind at all.
It's just tough because I don't know how to read it, but I'll figure it out.
I don't mind at all. When we come back, we're going to talk WWE Network again. We're going to talk new things that have been added to the network. We are also going to talk why WWE Main Event will not be airing on the network for some time when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and breaking news here. WWE Network experiencing some issues with WWE Main Event, and here's what dirt sheets are reporting. Main Event is not airing because of WWE's existing deal with the Sky Network. With the WWE Network launching in the UK and Ireland on Monday, they are unable to broadcast Main Event into those countries due to the Sky deal. The WWE Network is unable to block certain content based on location. So, because of that, the WWE Network has been, I guess the word we'll put is postponed to further notice.
Main Event?
Yeah.
I mean, one less hour of WWE TV.
I mean, I watch it depending on who's booked.
I feel like if I hear that something good is happening, or if I heard something good, I might go back and watch it. But other than
I
that,
still watch depending on who's booked.
Mm-hmm.
I still watch. I watched last week. And then next week, this is pretty cool. I like the concept of it, but check it out. Instead, Santino Marella's Royal Rumble Lottery Spectacular will air Tuesday at 8 p.m. So this will see superstars draw their numbers for the 30-man Royal Rumble match.
Okay.
I like that.
Wait, but are we gonna? My only question is: are we gonna know the numbers? Or are we just gonna see them? Is it gonna be
right.
like? Is it gonna be like in the past where they would have like the big rolly shit in the back, and then the guy would pick his number, look at it, react, and walk away? Like I don't want to know. I don't want to know everybody's number going into the Rumble. That's the whole excitement of the Rumble, is not knowing who's going to come out next. So I'm hoping that they're not going to reveal people's numbers. Like, if you want to throw maybe like a 1 in 30 out there, but other than that, like, I don't want to know anybody else's numbers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I also
like,
don't want to know everybody that's in it. Like, I want to be surprised.
And I don't want it to be comical.
Yeah, that's the one event.
Like, not for nothing, if Santino is tied into it, I'm not expecting it to be...
Mm-hmm. Like, that's the one event a year that I can get surprises, and it's like you can get genuine reactions out of people, you know. Like, I don't.
Yeah. So.
Because then if you see everybody that picks their number, let's say you see like, oh my God, only 26 guys pick numbers, so that means there's going to be 4 surprise entrants, and
right.
You know, so because there are people out there that will overanalyze it like that, so. I mean, I kind of enjoyed it, like the way they would do it in the past was, like, they would have guys pick their numbers throughout the night, and I feel like since there aren't that many there's only 2 matches announced for the show, like, you could do that, like, you could have a few guys pick their numbers during the show, like they did in the past.
Right, but then, again, you don't really reveal the numbers.
Yeah, so then what's the difference between doing that at the pay-per-view or doing it on Tuesday? Is it just to have something in place of Main Event for people that are...
Oh, well, absolutely. It's just a filler for Main Event. That's a given.
Yeah.
That's a total given. That it is a filler for Main Event.
Mm-hmm.
That's without question.
I would have preferred like a best of Royal Rumble type of shit, but...
Well, they got that countdown.
Yeah.
So that's already been done. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. If you're gonna reveal everybody, or like, what are you gonna do to fill an hour or a half hour? Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I wouldn't mind if
just
this
feel
guy's
like
like
it's semi-pointless. It's
semi-pointless
if you're not going to reveal the numbers.
You're not gonna reveal the numbers, and also if you have exactly 30 guys, so then it's like, okay, well, 30 guys are in it, and that leaves no spaces for surprises.
Right.
I was actually watching. Instead of watching Royal Rumbles, I watched King of the Ropes from 2005. Oh,
well, King of the Ropes with that horrible Jake Fury elimination. That's classic right there. That's the network in its purest form, bud.
I mean, for the fans out there, if you want to entertain yourself, if you know or not, Cheyenne and I met through our backyard wrestling 10 years ago.
Being legends, yeah.
So there's a playlist for just our feud that's on our page, so...
Classic.
If you want to check that out, entertain yourself. First of all, do not go in there expecting Flair Steamboat.
Yeah, no, don't.
I'm putting that disclaimer out there. We had fun,
for your own sake.
We were far from technical wrestlers. You're not going to get New Japan with us.
Yeah.
But if you want to be entertained and laugh at us, I laugh at it all the time. So
Laugh hysterically.
yeah, we won't take offense to it. So yeah, just check it out. It was fun. We had a battle royal, so I checked out the one from 10 years ago. I made it into the final 3, so I'm a mark for that one.
That's right, you did.
I don't
You
even know.
did.
I don't even know how that happened. I'm pretty sure I was supposed to be eliminated before Jake Fury and Corrupt. But I just kind of my strategy's always been just stay out of everybody's way and
Yeah, man. And when you're backyarding, if you do, that'll actually work.
yeah, kind of hide. But Corrupt's elimination was pretty good, where he was on the top and
That was the first time he ever did that spot. He
Yeah.
did it like 3 times.
and then I was
That was a good one.
outnumbered by Daredevil and Smooth, and I tripped over the fucking swing bar.
Yeah.
But if you want to go check out Extreme Zone Wrestling on YouTube, for shits and giggles, don't go. Like I said, don't go in there expecting great wrestling or great
Yeah, please
mic
don't.
work. If you're expecting great mic work, I can narrow it down to 2 people, and that's Cheyenne and Smooth.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, I mean, if you're expecting great wrestling,
Yeah. There is some.
yeah, like Smooth, Jordan Williams.
Smooth Williams, early Steve Stallion.
Yes.
Steve Stallion.
before the Lower East Side screw job.
Yeah, just before everything, before breathing. There's that.
I just got an
Oh.
invite for your come see me commentate.
Yeah, you got an invite just to make sure I'm,
Yeah.
doing it right.
So yeah, I have the playlist. If you go to right now, since we still don't have bios for us on our page, if you go to the forlifepodcast.com about the host, the one thing I have there is a playlist of our feud, so you can see all of our promos and matches and recap video at the end. And then you can see whatever else you want, if you want. If there isn't enough WWE and other wrestling out there, you can watch us wrestling in a fucking playground from 10 years ago.
Exactly.
When I was 100 pounds lighter, longer hair. I don't think you would have gone through puberty yet.
That age maybe.
Starting.
Just starting. My voice is getting a little deeper, just a little, just a little.
So on that note,
Just a little one.
I think we can call it a night on this one. Good episode. But I do have a confession out there for the Four Lifers.
Okay.
Last Monday, I started a new workout.
Oh, brother.
Yes, that one. I am doing the Triple H workout DVD.
And how is it?
It's been working so far. I feel pretty good.
Okay, I gotta ask. Put you on the hot seat. You ready?
Yes.
What's better, DDP yoga or the WWE workout?
It's 2 different workouts. So Triple H has a lot more strength training, weights. So if that's what you're looking for, then I would say the Triple H one.
What works better for you? Or does it depend on what you want to accomplish?
Depends on what you want to accomplish. Right now, I'm just trying to get myself back into that working out mode. So I'm kind of just using this to work out at home while all the New Year's resolutions people get tired of working out. So by February, the gym will be a little empty and I can go to the gym again.
Okay.
So I'm doing it now at home, but it's pretty good. I would say DDP is better at the workout DVDs. He's more experienced. I think Triple H talks too much during the workouts.
Does he talk like this?
He actually doesn't, but
Okay.
it's.
Worth a try.
I mean, there's times where he tells like corny jokes during the workout, and I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to concentrate when he's talking about this shit? But
I feel like he's a serious version of Sean T.
probably. So but it hasn't been bad. So
I want to try it. It looks like it's good.
it's a 4-week program.
Now it's what is it? Upper, lower, abs, right? It's a
Everything.
breakdown.
Yeah, he breaks it down like every day. It's like there's 2 days of upper, there's leg day. That shit fucking kicked my ass. I was supposed to do
Is there like, and then like once you've accomplished
there's a
the schedule,
mobility one, like
right? And
sort of
once
like
you've
flexible.
accomplished a certain thing, can you do like just the ab thing?
Oh yeah,
if you
yeah.
wanted
I
to?
mean, you could do whatever you want. I mean, that's just like a suggested one if you want to follow it. So that's what I've been doing. I'm just doing it for the month and seeing how that goes before I start going back to the gym. So, I mean, I'll keep you guys posted on how it's going. So far, it's so good. I've been doing it for a week, so I have noticed a difference. I have lost a little bit of weight, so it's working.
Okay.
I mean, and it's also with diet and eating better, and so
Well, it's a mixture of the two, and it's also
Yeah.
discipline.
yeah. So it's like you can't work out for hours and then eat fucking McDonald's every day. So,
Right.
but
That means you got to stay off the nuggets, Bosh.
I actually haven't. And when was the last time?
Well, they're like 200 nuggets for like $3 now. So
I
who's
know,
off?
that's fucking nuts. It might have been like a month ago, maybe, when Natalie was getting McDonald's, and I just ordered nuggets just because it was just convenient. But I haven't even had Chipotle,
Well, Chipotle sucks now. That's why.
and that one's been tough for me. But
Chipotle sucks.
I think I
now.
was having it so much that I kind of got tired of it.
Yeah, well, Chipotle, you get hooked on and you get over it. The only
Yeah.
Chipotle I'm still going to is if I actually eat it or if I'm nearby. I will still eat at the Chipotle in St. Mark's. Otherwise, no.
Okay, because there was another. Have you ever been to Qdoba?
No.
It was like
no.
it was like Chipotle but better, but out of nowhere there was just one day where they just closed down all the ones in the fucking city, so they're not around anymore.
I've never been to them.
It was like Chipotle, but they had this fucking amazing cheese sauce. There was one right next to Equinox when I was working, so I was eating that every fucking day. Like,
You know where I went and I almost got into a fucking shoot? I went to Dairy Queen on 14th Street.
I haven't been to that one yet.
I went and I almost got into a shoot, man.
What happened?
I went, I was having a shoot. I was with, was I by myself for that one, or was I with the chick? I was alone for that one. I went there after work, and it was the night Junior passed away, so I was not in a great mood, and the son of a bitch behind the counter made me go on a shoot. So I went, and I said, you know what, I'm hungry. Maybe if I go eat something nice, it will get my mind off what I got my mind off.
Yeah.
So I went to Dairy Queen, and like they had all these burgers and stuff, and it was kind of late, so I didn't want a burger. I didn't want nothing too heavy.
Yeah.
And I didn't want the burger to disappoint me. So I got, okay, I'm going to get some chicken strips and some fries, right?
Yeah.
Get the chicken strips and the fries, right? And they give me one of those things that you get at Olive Garden where it starts vibrating when your shit is ready like it's a bomb. They give me one of those gimmicks, and then all of a sudden, when I do the order, what kind of sauce do you want? And he's like, I said, well, what do you have? Because I've never been there before. So barbecue, honey mustard, sweet and sour, ranch, buffalo, and then the guy says gravy.
Yeah.
And I had kept hearing how great their French fries were.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, man, give me some of the gravy. Get the food, sit down at the table, open everything up. The fries are not that impressive. They're not crinkle cut or anything. Like they're like regular frozen fries you get at a supermarket for $3.
Yeah.
Crack the sauce open, man. And it's in a sauce container like if you got it at a chicken spot, by the way. Just saying. Crack the sauce open. Crack the sauce open. And I ordered gravy, right?
Yeah.
And it's white.
Okay.
And I'm like, I didn't order ranch. It's white. It's not fucking gravy. So I dip it, and I'm like, this tastes like gravy. But it's white. So now I'm smelling it, and I'm like, am I sure I got the right thing? So I go back to the counter. I was like, hey, excuse me, I'm sorry, I ordered the gravy. And, I got the thing in my hand, and I show it to the guy. And he goes, yeah. I said, yeah, well, I ordered the gravy, and this is white. He's like, it's supposed to be white. But, like, real sarcastic, like I was a fucking Dairy Queen aficionado.
Yeah.
Right? Because Dairy Queen's been all over the fucking city, right?
Yeah, of course.
And, like, just real stanker on that. So I was like, I'm sorry, I've never been here before. And in my country, gravy is brown, motherfucker. So excuse me for being a little confused my first time out of the gate there, Skippy. Walked away and I finished my shitty food and I called it there. So that's my little
So
Dairy
you
Queen
don't
rant.
recommend Dairy Queen?
I don't recommend the Dairy Queen. Their fucking gravies are different colors, and their fries are nothing special, and they're fucking pieces of shit behind the counter. But I will say their ice cream sandwiches look delicious.
All right.
But I haven't had them, but they look delicious.
There's also that new Hooters on 34th Street that we saw when we went to the Garden.
Yeah, I haven't been to a Hooters in a while. And you know what else I want to...
Like, if I would have known, I would have met up with you like an hour earlier so we could have gone.
Yeah, that would have been nice. And have you been to Pluck U?
Pluck U.
Dude, I went to Pluck U before the year finished, and I am, like, dying to
familiar,
go back.
Where is that?
It's by the dorms over there in, was that Washington Square Park?
Okay.
Over there by Soho?
Oh, so that's not too far from my job.
Yeah, it's right there by Washington Square Park. It's
Pluck U. What is
it's like down the block from one of the main dorms.
I might check it out.
It's there. It's like one block over from Peanut Butter Company.
Okay, I'll Google it tomorrow.
Yeah, but that's so. Just so you know, Cheyenne's life lessons for this week's episode: stay away from Dairy Queen. Go to Pluck U. Watch Fall Brawl 1996, Conan versus Juventud Guerrera, and my Royal Rumble match of the week from the inaugural Royal Rumble: Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Rick Rude. Must watch.
Sounds good.
A must-watch match. That's my suggestion match for the week. Bosh, if somebody wants to check us out on our website, how do they do that?
They can go to www.forlifepodcast.com. If you're listening to this podcast and you can see the spelling in front of you, it's 4 Roman numerals IV lifepodcast.com. If you want to hit us up on social media, on Twitter, we're at 4Life On Instagram, we're also at 4Life If you want to hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/4Life If you go to 4Lifepodcast.com, you pretty much have access to everything just right there on the homepage. You have access to our most recent episode. You have the information for the Mike Morgan Jr. Memorial Show, also the big event which we'll be going to in March. You can check out our interview with Mean Gene. You have links to our YouTube, our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. There's also links to iTunes and Stitcher to download the show. Also, direct link to download direct episodes. So you can check out pictures of us with wrestlers, pictures of us at events. So you have everything there, even our backyard matches from 10 years ago. So if you go to 4lifepodcast.com, that's your direct source to everything For Life Podcast. So when you listen to your podcast, you listen to it
for life.
Dig it.
Freaked out.